Hey everyone, Moshe the Electric Israeli, and this morning I made this video test on the FSD 10.8.1, and I did early in the morning. It was 6:30 in the morning, very cold outside, and as you see in this video, there is snow on the side of the roads. So I got out of my neighborhood towards Starbucks. It's not a place I go every day. Maybe I'll go there once a month. Usually I get my coffee on the way to work someplace else. But I did go this route because of the very windy road. And I had to go over a little bridge. And you'll see it's going to be an adventure. Now, I'm doing a voiceover because the roads where I live are horrible and there's so much noise. So this way you can actually hear. So going down, like I said, yesterday in my video, I'll put you a link. Yesterday in my video about the V10.8.1, that the improvements are immense in terms of visualization. The wide scope. It's like the car can see really wide to the left, to the right, and the front. So it gets here to this light, and it's gonna make a right. It's gonna wait for obviously the traffic to move. So that it's pitch black, even though it's morning time, but it is pitch black, and that's going to go down this very rugged road with a lot of potholes. That's New Jersey for you, baby. And it's going to make a left turn that is going to get us into a very, very, very tiny road, like among trees, with a lot of turns left and right and all that. And there are going to be some people later on, you'll see, getting out of the driveway to merge into the road as they leave home to go to work. But the point I'm trying to make is you can really see them really, really well, even though it's pitch black. So now it's going to get into this. And I widened the screen for you. You can slide the left column to the right, and you can see the entire screen. And when that happens, the navigation comes on the left side. Now it's going to make a left turn on this light right here, and it's going to go into this very tiny road that it's tucked in between the trees. So the driveways in this neighborhood are really long. So sometimes cars, and very hard to see, sometimes cars just emerge out of a driveway. Now add to that the snow, and sometimes the snow, especially on curves, is not, there's a little bit of a snow banks and snow piles on the road itself, so the car learn how to skirt them around, not to go over them, just so it learned how to make those turns. Now later on we're going to get into a little bridge over a brook. There it's going to get interesting. Here's a car coming from the other side, and it's going to be interesting, and I overreacted a little bit, but the most interesting part is going to be when we get to the parking lot. It's a parking lot of a strip mall, so it didn't take the route that I usually take, but I let the car do whatever it wants, and it was I would say it's very impressive. But we'll get there in a minute. So now we're going down this road. You can see the snow left and right, obviously, and we're going to get into a part where we're going to make a right turn, and then a left after that, where it's very hard to see. It's a left that you have to actually move the car to the right to see the incoming traffic from the right side, because it's like a very weird, very, very weird curve. So I usually don't put the big screen all the time. I like to see the map also, so I'm going to slide it to the left soon in a minute. But I'm just showing you that it is also a possibility. It is also a possibility. And if you want to do that, you can see the direction on the left corner. You can see that the left corner. And here I slid it back. And also you can put voice, which I don't do. I don't like the voice command at all. So soon it's going to make that right, and then after that is going to make a left and into that little bridge. Now that little bridge is interesting because it's only one car. So that is where I see the next level of the FSD. It's a one car little bridge that you have the yield, depending which side you come, you have the yield, but it's also like a driver's communication, like, hand gestures, and like there is eye contact communication. So it's not just who supposed to go on the bridge first. Sometimes somebody else went on, and you have to wait. So here it is. It's making that right to this is a really tiny road, and soon you're going to see a car on the right side in a driveway. There it is, and the car saw it, and there was no problem. So those cars come out all the time. So like I said again, you see it's extremely dark. There are no street lights. I live in an area where there are no street lights. It's very woody area, so there are very few street lights, and they are like yellow lights, so they're very dimmed. So good luck driving there if you don't know where you are. So I don't have a problem. I know where I go, but it's very dark, very dark. So the car, so far I did not intervene with it at all. Did not intervene with it at all. So now it's going to see how the curve's going, and I let it do its thing. I let the car do its thing. So now it's going to get to that very tough left turn, very tough left turn, and then it's going to approach. It's going to stop. Now I would go to the right just so I can see, and that's what the car did. So you can see actually because it's coming from down a hill. So he did just that. It's very impressive. And then he made a left. Now here I'm approaching this bridge, and it's a yield. So I'm supposed to yield if I see a car coming. And there was nobody came. It was early in the morning. Here's the yield sign. And it's a tiny bridge, and I took over. I didn't have to. I totally overreacted. I didn't have to take it over, but I took it over for whatever reason, because I've never went to that bridge. I'm going to do that again in future videos, but I took it over, and then I re-engaged again. Now, when we're going down this street, and then we're going to make a right turn, and there's going to be another bridge similar to that, but that one has no yield sign from each direction. Now, can two cars squeeze in? But it's really a tight squeeze, and so it's really a courtesy, whoever comes first kind of a thing. So I'm going to show you soon down this street. We're going to make a right, and then we'll go over that bridge. Now nobody was there, so it was no issue. But I'm curious to see in the future what happened when you get to let's say four ways, stop signs, or one roads that one car has to stop to let the other one come in. That is where it's very challenging. It will be it's as challenging as a parking lot, where you really need to know what is it that you're supposed to do. So you see, I picked the toughest route of this neighborhood. Okay, darkest, the narrowest streets, and a lot of road bumps and all that stuff. And I let the car do its thing, because I try to simulate like real life situation. If you live in areas like this, how does your car do? And I have to say, it's extraordinarily impressive. And even though I've been driving the FSD for just 3 weeks, less even, you can see the improvements. Exponential improvements. It's unbelievable how much progress the Tesla FSD and autopilot are doing. So we continue on. You can see that how dark this area is. Completely, the visibility is very low, and usually this area gets a lot of fog during the winter time, and when it rains, and when it snows here, it's the last roads to be clean. So again, I'm trying to emulate all kinds of situations. So here we're going to go. I'm going to make a right here, as you can see. Okay, actually, I'm sorry, it's a left. And now we're going to go into this. It's a highway. It's a secondary, 2 or 3 lanes for each direction, with a divider, with traffic lights. But it is a challenge to get in. Once you get in here, you have to really go fast. So the car waited until it got an opening, right here, and it has you have to really press the speed. So I went up. I drive in kilometers, so it's going to go up to like 80 kilometers an hour, no problem. Really, you have to really speed here because the car's coming very, very fast. Now it got a little tricky, because really tricky, and I had to take over a couple of times. Again, trying to point out the challenges. It's supposed to go into this turnaround, and it was doing something really weird. It was going to go straight and make a right, which would be against the traffic, so I had to take over. And here is the next challenge. So I came into this light. There was a car in front of me, and I'm supposed to stay on the right because it's a left turn and then right turn right into the parking lot. So once I did that, once I tried to re-engage the FSD, you see the car is trying to brake to the left, and I took it over again, because it doesn't make any sense, because you make a left and the parking lot is right after that left turn into the parking lot. So that would be silly and dangerous. So I took over again. And then once we get on this highway, that 2 lanes each direction with the divider, it's highway 10. Once we get to there, then the right turn into the lot is very quick. So this will be the sensible thing to do. Now, would he do make that left and then merge over? That is very, very unadvisable. Very unadvisable. So we're going, here it is. We're going to proceed. So once it proceeded into the highway, I engaged in autopilot right away. And as you can see, that car that was in front of me got right into that driveway. Here's that driveway. So here I let it do its thing all by itself. So it did a great job right into the driveway. I was ready to take. Now, I would have gone straight. He made a right, as you can see on the map. He made a right. The parking lot had some cars getting coffee, and there's a little supermarket there as well. So you see some cars. It continued straight, as you can see, and then it's going to make like a weird left turn and another left turn, things like that. I mean, it's like makes no sense, but that's the way the navigation picked up the front. He wants to come to the front of Starbucks. That's what he wants to do. Now, obviously, you can do it in many different ways, but what the car did, he made this left, as you can see, and there's actually a stop sign there. It's going to make another left, so it will come it will come to the right side of Starbucks, and then it will end the trip. It's very impressive. Needs a lot of work, but this is the update. Thank you guys for watching.